Me and the receivers, it's probably just being on the same page because there was a good amount of plays last week where we just seemed a little bit off, and we hadn't seemed like that in a while. And so just fixing those things up, and then kind of just when we're in the red zone, just figuring out how we can fix that. And I think it's just focusing on like making sure that it's just like situational or open field plays. Like just think of it like that. Don't get too excited about we're about to score, stuff like that. Just kind of keep the main focus, same focus as if we were on the 50-yard line.
Is that disconnect reading the defense the same way, or what? How does that happen, or does that get?
The defense is going to change when we get into the red zone, so it's not really on my part. I think it's like the pre-snap, operation, whether that's a penalty, a false start, or we don't have as many guys on the field, or I snap the ball and there's a ref in front of the ball, and so all those kind of stuff has just been hurting us. It hasn't really been after the snap, but that's kind of like where we need to get better.
I guess I meant more with the receivers being on the same page. Where is that happening?
Yeah, that's happening like I said, in the classroom. Watching the film, there was a couple plays in that game where I made a cut up, brought it back into the receivers, and asked them what's your thought on this process, and then I told them this is kind of what I want, what my thought process is, and that's kind of where we got on the same page. They were all cool with it. Everyone was excited to just get back on the field and work at it. And so credit to those guys for just letting me have that meeting with them and understanding that they're able to go out there and run it the way we want it.
How much of that is fourth-year quarterback, third-year starter versus new guys in the program of just understanding the fine details of how you're reading the defense and how you expect a play to unfold?
Yeah, I think it's a big difference because a lot of those guys haven't been in the offense or ran reps with me as much as our past guys. And so I think those meetings are not just for a bye week, but maybe every single week for us. And I think that's kind of what's going to help us in the future.
What's the challenge of taking the things that you're talking about, the receivers in the film room, out to the field? I know one thing you mentioned was, I want you to turn and look for the ball at this spot, or get in and out of your break here. Coverage is like this, so you need to go this route. Like, how hard is it to actually take that from the projector screen out to the grass or out to the turf?
Yeah, it's hard, but I've got trust in our guys. They have a great process and preparation that they do throughout the week, and I trust those guys to go out there and make those plays whenever we make changes, and that's kind of really what it was. We were told different things, and we weren't really on the same page, and we weren't really off on the same page just because we kind of just got told different things. And so I think it's kind of getting back to the basics, not making it too complicated for us, and just letting us go out there and play football.
One thing that you guys have struggled with in the last two outings is third down. I think 6 of 28. What do you identify as the struggles on third down in the last two games?
Yeah, a lot of it has been third and long, and we can't be in that scenario, and you're not going to convert a lot of third downs when you're 10 plus yards, 8 plus yards, and so getting back to having positive plays on first and second down is going to help us convert a lot more of those third downs.
We could see on your face after that Colorado game just how much that moment meant. What is this level of adversity compared to anything you've experienced so far at Iowa State?
Yeah, it definitely stacks up there with the rest of them, but I think this one is going to be a big step for us, how we come out against BYU and see what kind of team we are, because we're a team that can really go out there and win every single week. It's just we got to go out there and be detailed and precise in everything we do, and that comes with just reps and practice, film work with our coaches, with the players, and so it is going to be a big challenge, but it's just how we're going to start out against BYU.
How different is managing emotions, not just for you, but an entire locker room when you have a week off where you don't have the next thing to dive into? You kind of got to sit with it for a while, I imagine.
Yeah, I think a lot of guys on our team are really mature, and I think they really do a good job of finding that balance of getting away from the game for a little bit and then getting back into full focus on BYU. And I think last week in the beginning of the week, that was kind of like where we were able to regroup on ourselves, look ourselves in the mirror, and get away from football. And like I said, we're really mature. Nobody does anything dumb around here if we have free time off, and they kind of just focus on themselves. And then when we got back, everybody was excited to be back in the facility at practice, and we just went to work.
Did you get any good Legos done over the?
I'm actually building one right now. So
what is it?
It's the London cell phone booth, the red one. Yeah. So
it's called a payphone, not a cell phone.
Yeah.
Appreciate
That's
it.
out of my days.
See
Yeah.
you Saturday.